Good evening, NBA fans, and this is Shootout with Nick and Khari. Today's topics, we're going to talk about the Lakers. We're going to talk about the Thunder and Rockets struggles. We'll talk a little bit about the Bucks and Raptors both having a hot start. Talk about Trae Young, too, and these possible trades that could be going on. And we're going to talk about a good matchup tonight that can hold power in the Eastern Conference. The 6-0 Bucks take on the 6-0 Raptors. So first off, we're going to start with your Los Angeles Lakers, Nick.
Definitely my squad. Definitely my squad.
We're gonna talk about that fight they had. What you think about that with the Rockets fight?
So Chris Paul immediately after the whole situation, went in was like, "Oh, he spit on me." Like, they showed the tape. You see little spittle or whatever leave Rondo's mouth. You don't never see it hit Chris Paul though. Number one. Number two, if you really got spit in your face, somebody really spit in your face, you're not gonna step back and go to poking people. So I don't believe that the man legitimately, intentionally spit in Chris Paul's face. I feel like Chris Paul is an agitator. He do a little sneaky, dirty stuff. He's done it his whole career. And Rondo just ain't hearing it. Rondo, called him out on it and gave him that work. To my old left to the nose. It's just my opinion.
Very good opinion. I feel the same way just about. I feel like Rondo really didn't do too much. Because somebody spit on me, we throwing them hands right then and there.
Immediately. We got nothing to talk about.
There's nothing we gonna talk about.
Yo, before we move on, what you think about Brandon Ingram, though?
That was not a very good decision to come and hit somebody after this whole scuffle.
Not smart at all.
I really didn't like that. That was kind of a cowardice move. So we'll keep on with your Lakers, and we're gonna talk about Rondo versus Zoe. I like Zoe more myself, because I feel like Zoe pushing that pace. But Rondo, he played pretty good. He had that one little miscue at the end of the game against San Antonio that probably gonna mess him up and probably gonna lead to Zoe starting. So I'm gonna let you take it up from there.
So I've said this since we signed Rajon Rondo and the whole debate started. You have to start Lonzo Ball. Number one, he's the future of this franchise. Number two, I feel as though he fits the style of play that they want better than Rondo does. Not saying Rondo is not a good point guard. Rondo is a great point guard. But Rondo has to have the ball to be effective. If he doesn't have the ball, you might as well take him off the floor, especially on offense. He's not a shooter. He's not really going to, set too many screens or do too much cutting. It's just not his game. And it is what it is. So if it was me, I would put him with the second unit and have him come off with Kyle Kuzma and KCP, Josh Hart, whatever the second unit you want to be, and have him dominate that flow. You know what I mean? You surround him with, like I said, especially if you surround him with Kuzma and Josh Hart, both of those people are shooters. KCP is a shooter, and it'd be better for him personally. And he also plays great defense. But Lonzo has to be with that first team. They're going to get up and down, they're going to run and gun, and he's going to lead to so many people being open. He set up everybody, including LeBron. So, I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I felt like that, like I said, since they signed him, and everything that's happened so far this season has proven that should be the case.
And so is improving on that three-point shot.
Definitely. He's shooting 41% on the season.
He is improving. Now we're on to the Thunder and Rockets both struggling. What do you think about the Thunder struggles?
I think the Thunder just have to figure out how to really play together. And it could be that they need a coaching change. I mean, 'cause I haven't seen much improvement from last year as far as the scheme or trying to get these people involved or what have you. I will say that having Westbrook out for the first 3 games or 4 games?
2 games.
Okay, having Westbrook out like that is definitely a big blow to the team because he's the superstar. He carries the team. But I'm disappointed in Paul George. Paul George is one of my favorite players. In my personal opinion, he's the best 2-guard in the NBA. But he ain't played like it for real these first 5 games. He's been up and down. And I don't know if that's, like I said, they still trying to get adjusted to the way they're playing with a couple new pieces here or there, or trying to work Westbrook back into the flow. But whatever it is, they have to figure it out. And they're going to have to figure it out fast because in the West, you can't be down too many games. You might not make the playoffs.
Me being a Thunder fan, I feel like the first 2 games, we had a chance to win those games, but Russ wasn't there, so that also was a little bit of a downfall of us. And Paul George really had to step up his play. Paul George has really been playing not up to Paul George level. 'Cause I really do feel like he's a very good two-way player, and he hasn't been playing very well on the defensive end as much as he has the offensive end, especially with him shooting in the low 30s in three-point percentage,
Right.
which is very Paul George-like. And then another thing, the Thunder need to fire Billy Donovan. I've been on this fire Billy Donovan train since Billy Donovan got there. Billy Donovan is not the coach for Russ. Not saying he's not a good coach. Not saying Billy Donovan can't make a good system. He's not his style don't match Russ. And he not gonna tell Russ to not shoot the ball, and that's not gonna work. So they need to find a better coach. That's all that I have to say on the Thunder.
I'm gonna tell you something else that'll help the Thunder though. Whenever Roberson come back, because Roberson is a great defensive player.
Second team defense.
You know what I mean? And when Roberson comes back, you can move Paul George back to the 2 instead of playing a 3 right now where he's at, and you have basically a backcourt of Westbrook, Paul George, and Andre Roberson. All 3 are great defenders. Roberson and Paul George are lockdown defenders at times. So that's going to improve your team greatly with those, those people in your backcourt. And then you have somebody like Nerlens Noel coming off the bench, or even sometimes starting like right now with Steven Adams being out. I mean, so your defense should be a lot better than what it is right now. Like I say though, you have to give some things time to gel. Now, unfortunate part is you in the Western Conference, you don't really have that much time.
I'm hoping that the Thunder keep starting Nerlens Noel in this. What do you think about the Rockets? What do you think about them?
Who cares about Rockets? I'm not a Rocket fan. I'm a Laker fan. Nah, but seriously, I don't know. I think it's the same thing. It's the new season. You added Melo. You lost Trevor Ariza and I can't say his name.
Luka Bamute.
Yeah, him. I can't say it. But it's gonna be it's gonna be an adjustment period. And Carmelo is the type of person that has to dominate the ball on offense. You need isolation for him to be successful. And if you give him the ball, in that mid range or high post, low post, he's effective. It's hard to stop him. But it's going to be hard to do that on the team with James Harden, who has to have the ball, and Chris Paul, that has to have the ball. And let's be honest, Melo, defense, not really going in the same sentence. Defense and James Harden ain't going to be in the same book. So you added another person that can score, but he lacks defense, along with what you already have. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be an adjustment. You want to see if Mike D'Antoni can put it together.
Me on the Rockets. The Rockets really shouldn't have let go of Trevor Ariza or Luke. That was a big part of their defense, and they need a lot of defense because they have to match up with the Warriors, and that with them losing those 2, that take a lot of defense away, and they need defense to be able to compete with the Warriors. They have all the offense. They got better offensively, but they declined a lot on the defensive end.
A whole lot.
So I feel like that's a real key problem for them, and they have to figure out how to work Melo in. Melo's going to have to sacrifice something. Melo going to have to sacrifice those minutes and kick the bench, or he has to sacrifice them shots. He got to figure out which one he going to sacrifice. If he haven't figured out which one he going to sacrifice and stop being selfish, he can make a team better. But until then, I don't see any team being good with Carmelo Anthony if they have other superstars there.
This is the problem with that, though. Who you got that's good enough to put Melo on the bench? Nobody. Nobody.
You have a point.
Nobody.
But who do they have in the second unit? Nobody.
That's my point.
I would much rather have a 2-star. I would rather have a 2-star starting unit, and then have one off the bench, and then we can work any and everybody into that. You can.
I guess, but
because 3 ball dominant stars in a starting lineup do not work.
I don't think I would have brought Melo into this situation. No way, because it's just not made for him. But in the West, man, stars got to play, and if you got somebody that can get buckets, he got to be on the floor.
It really does.
You know what I mean? Unless you got, like I said, like if you had, what's his name again?
Luka Bamute.
Like if you had him still, I can see putting him in there and bringing Melo off the bench because you got to add some defense to what you got going on. But without that, nah, I don't see it. I wouldn't bring Melo off the bench for what?
I just want some offense off the bench, and I feel like he need his own offense. He need to create his own offense, and he's not gonna be able to do that with James and CP on the floor.
I agree with that too, though.
So he need to have his own unit, and then he can just go get points for them off the bench, and then they ain't got to worry about too much playing James Harden and Chris Paul too much as much either. In my opinion,
I feel you on that.
Now we're going to talk about the Eastern Conference a little bit. When we start with these hot starts with the Bucks and the Raptors, what's your thoughts on the Bucks, Nick?
The Bucks have the best player in the Eastern Conference. And I know a lot of people are going to tell me I'm wrong. They're going to say it's Kawhi Leonard. And I like Kawhi. But he's not Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's not the Greek Freak. He's not a 7-foot point guard, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, center that's guarding all 5 positions, lead his team in all 5 categories, shot, points, rebounds, steals, assists, blocks. The man is amazing, man. Like, for real. I really started watching him closely last year. And even last year, I was like, if he ever get a jump shot, he'll be better than LeBron. That's the only thing missing from his game. And even that's improving. It ain't to the point right now where I can say he definitely a shooter where if he at the 3-point line, he gonna hit it. But you gonna have to play him. And he's only improving. That man is dangerous, man. So the Raptors look good, true enough. I think the Bucks is gonna be the best team in the East, and only the Boston Celtics can beat them.
I really like the Bucks because I really like the players they have around Giannis also because John Henson compliments Giannis pretty good in himself. And then Brook Lopez was a good addition that they added. I really like that Brook Lopez addition, real nice. Michael Brogdon's playing pretty strong. He had a bad game, I think, the game before, but he getting in. Eric Bledsoe, I really like Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe is a solid point guard. The Suns really messed up when they let him go. I really have to say that. I really like the Bucks because Antetokounmpo is the best player in the Eastern Conference. I must agree with you. Kawhi is a great two-way player, but nobody is two-way playing like Giannis because Giannis leads in all 5 categories. You don't see many players do that. But I think he's the only one in like the past 20, 30 years to do that. So
only the time I've heard about it, LeBron did in the finals one time, and they got smacked by the Warriors.
So really, it's just all up to Giannis. On what the Bucks can be, and the Bucks have put the pieces around him. I feel like they just need one more superstar. Need to grab a free agent that's gonna put them just over the top, and they can just dominate the Eastern Conference.
I don't even think they need another superstar. I just think if you allow that team to play together like they've been playing, they're gonna be hard to beat, man. Because Bledsoe is underrated. The addition of Brook Lopez is probably the most underrated move of the entire offseason. As a Laker fan, I wanted them to bring back Brook, but I understand why they didn't do it. But you talking about a center that can hit threes at better than 30-something%. I want to say he was the best 3-point shooter on our team last year. And the man can just flat out get buckets. And he plays decent defense. I mean, he's not a great defender, but he plays decent defense and he get buckets, man. It's underrated.
What are your thoughts on the Raptors?
I don't think the Raptors will be together long. I'm just going to be honest because their best 2 players are Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard. I don't think Kawhi Leonard is going to stay there past this season. And if Kyle Lowry see a way to exit, I think he'll exit too because he was real salty about the way they traded DeMar DeRozan. That was really his real-life best friend, and y'all just got rid of the man. So I don't know. They look good right now, though. On the court, they undefeated. They 6-0. Kawhi looks like he's back 100%. But we'll see. We'll see how it shake out. I think they just front run a little bit right now. But we'll find out tonight. They play the Bucks tonight, correct?
Yes.
We'll find out if both teams are really serious tonight.
I really like the Raptors because Kyle Lowry plays real good, and I really like him. I like Buddy Siakam off the bench. I like Fred VanVleet. Kawhi Leonard, obviously, Danny Green. They have good players, Serge Ibaka, Jonas Valanciunas. They have really good pieces. I really feel like they can make something happen in the Eastern Conference. They are really my team to really beat in the Eastern Conference because they just have pieces that I see that are championship pieces. They have the toughness, all that they need. They have a good system too. That's another thing. I just feel if they can get Kawhi to buy in for the long term and not just think about this season and think about free agency, they can get all his mind off of that and get him just to focus purely on Toronto Raptors basketball, they can make something happen.
So you feel like Toronto is the team to beat in the East? Over Boston? Over Milwaukee?
The reason I say that is because Kawhi changes a lot in the system, but
he does.
He changes a lot. I'm about to say it's a big upgrade from DeMar DeRozan, and they were already doing a great deal in the Eastern Conference with DeMar DeRozan.
They were doing a lot until the playoffs came.
They do great in the playoffs. They beat everybody except LeBron. Only thing they couldn't beat is LeBron.
They didn't
LeBron
even
is on the West now, so
bro,
they have the
didn't
best
even make
shot
it out the second round last year
because they saw LeBron.
So you think they would have beat Boston last year?
I think they would give them a run for their money.
I don't.
I think they give them a run for their money.
I think they would have swept them. I think Boston would have swept them. I think you underestimate how good Boston team really is.
I'm not underestimating how good Boston is. Boston just it just can't work with all those superstars. It's just not going to work with the type of superstars they have.
They only have 2.
I think they have legitimate 3. They have a legitimate 3 in my opinion, and they have one that's rising with Jalen, bro.
Okay, so I'm assuming that you saying Gordon Hayward is a superstar. I never felt like Gordon Hayward was a superstar. I felt like he was a good player. Never felt like he was a superstar. But Jason Tatum is a superstar.
Jason Tatum is a superstar already.
I think Kyrie Irving is a superstar mainly because of what happened in Cleveland with LeBron, though. Because outside of that,
yeah, he has no credibility.
Like, he's a good player.
Then we led the team to the playoffs.
Yeah, like you can't really. If Kyrie Irving is your best player, I don't think you can win. Not seriously, not win something that matters. You know what I mean? Cause like look at the team last year. Kyrie got hurt. Gordon Hayward was hurt the whole season, and that team still went to the Eastern Conference Finals and really should have won it, in my opinion. So if it were me, if I were Danny Ainge, I'd probably been trying to shop Kyrie Irving or Gordon Hayward, you know, and bring in another piece or 2. But we'll talk about that a little later, though.
Well, now we're on to Trae Young and Luka Doncic. What is your thoughts on the Hawks and the Mavericks trade of those two, and who is winning in that?
Okay, so full disclosure, I don't like the Hawks because I feel like they don't like to win. Whenever they get good players and they have a good team, they break it up every time. It never fails. Even when I wanted to like the Hawks, they had Josh Smith and Joe Johnson, Al Horford. I love to watch them. I love to watch them play. It didn't last long. They broke that up so fast. So that's just full disclosure. That's how I feel about the Hawks already. But I feel like the trade was a win-win for both teams because Trae Young has that. He brings that excitement to the game that you need if you're going to try to draw people, especially if you know your team is bad because they're terrible. But he's exciting to watch. I mean, everybody say he's the next Steph Curry. I don't know about all that yet, but nobody thought Steph Curry would be Steph Curry either. So we'll see. And I feel like Luka Doncic is going to be a star in this league. I mean, this man is, 6'8", 6'9", handled like a point guard. He's just an all-around good basketball player. So as of right now, I think it's a win-win for both teams. We'll see how it plays out in the long run, though.
I agree with you on the win-win for both teams. But in the long run, I feel the Mavericks are going to get the better side because Luka Doncic just seems to have the more upside because he's a baller like off the rip already. Like he's showing that he's ready to play in the NBA. And big shout out to DeAndre Ayton too because he's playing like a baller too. But Trae Young just brought that swag back to the A that the A been needing. The A been needing that for a minute because they ain't have nothing since that Big Four. They've been needing some excitement, and Trae Young bring that excitement and that swag back. So I like the addition of Trae Young. Should they have did the trade? That's up in the air, but I like the addition of Trae Young. Though, I really do.
It's all gonna come down to which team build around that young star. Like Trae Young he can be a star. But you got to put some pieces around him because he's limited.
Need to find his Klay.
Yeah, absolutely. He must have a Klay Thompson and a Draymond Green for him to be successful because his defense is terrible. It's Charles Barkley, terrible. You know what I'm saying?
He's small too, so that's kind of his downfall.
I understand all that, but he need a Batman. I mean, he need a Robin. He need another wing player that can get buckets. You know what I mean? That's a good defender, and then he need a big man in the front court that's gonna hold it down.
Now we're going to go on to these possible trades that can be happening. The Rockets are possibly looking in the market to get Jimmy Butler for 4 first-round picks. Your thoughts on that, Nick?
I'm trying to understand why Minnesota ain't did this already. I don't make sense to me. Number one, he don't want to be there. Number two, he got your young star playing scared because he's scared of him. Man, you got to get that man out of the locker room, man. Like, Once he came out and said that he wanted to be traded, you gotta move him, man. You can't force that man to play. You just can't.
The moment the Rockets offered me this trade, I would have shipped him off because when he played with the third team and embarrassed the first team, that would show me right there that he did not want to play for this team. If he was so angry that he decided this, I'm gonna play with this third team and just show y'all that y'all need me this much, cussing at the general managers, cussing at the coaches, telling y'all need me. You mean to tell me that you didn't get him out of there the first chance you got with 4 first-round picks on the table?
This thing about that though, right? He right. They do need him.
You right.
And if he played with the third team and embarrassed the first team like that, what does that say about your first team?
First team is not very good.
You know what I mean? What does that say about Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns?
What he said the whole time, they're scared and they're not ready yet. They're not trying to win. They're worried about their stats because they're young players. Young players. That's why LeBron don't like young players because he wants championship people that want to win. That's why he play more with veterans. Jimmy Butler's feeling that now.
He on a young team right now, though. LeBron is.
LeBron chose to buy into the system.
Thank you.
That's what it was.
And we got a score. But that's just getting off the topic. All I'm saying is, I feel like Andrew Wiggins was overrated. I feel like he's not as good as people say. He can score, but that's it. And if he's not scoring, you can take him off the floor. He's just out here interrupting. He's out here in the way. I don't know what happened with Karl Anthony Towns, though. I watched him all the way from college to now, and he's always been a great scorer. But then his defense got better. And now he's playing scared. I mean, that's the only way I can describe how he's playing right now. He's playing like he's really afraid to mess up or afraid to take a shot. So if you're going to build around those two young stars, Jimmy Butler has to go right now.
With 4 first round picks on the table, he needs to go right now.
Man, he would have went for 1 if it was me. 4? Bro, I'm packing your bags for you. I'll drive to the airport. You ain't got to call Uber.
Now, there's possible teams looking to grab Anthony Davis. Do you think the Pelicans are even willing to trade him? And if so, who do you think the Pelicans are going to trade him to?
So, to be honest, the Pelicans probably don't want to trade him because you're the Pelicans. I mean, if you trade Anthony Davis, you already not making money. Let's keep it 100. As a franchise, they're not in the black. They're in the red every year. But the NBA wants a team in New Orleans, so they make it work. Cool. But if you trade Anthony Davis, who is going to come to the game? Who want to come see that? And right now they playing good. They 4-1 right now. But at the end of the season, he going to be a free agent. He going to leave for nothing. So if it were me, and the rumors are that Boston and LA are both in the market to looking to trade for Anthony Davis, I might try to get the best deal I can. And if I was Danny Ainge, I'm looking at the camera. I want to make sure y'all see this. I'll trade Kyrie and Gordon Hayward for Anthony Davis. And I know y'all looking at me like I'm crazy right now, but you put Terry Rozier in the starting lineup. You still keep Brown. You still keep Tatum. You got all your young pieces together. And you went to the Eastern Conference Finals without either one of those guys right there. I feel like that'll be the best trade for both teams. Because you still get a superstar in Kyrie, a good player in Gordon Hayward, and Boston get Anthony Davis. And if they get Anthony Davis with their young core and Al Horford, they might beat Golden State. I mean, that's just how I feel.
That's always been my personal feeling that Kyrie and Gordon Hayward should have been out there immediately as soon as the Pelicans show any interest in trading Anthony Davis. I'm not saying they really showed any interest for real. I mean, who really is going to show any interest in trading Anthony Davis? He's a once-in-a-generational talent.
Facts.
So it's like, who really wants to get rid of him? But if we go into the market for him, who's going to give us the most out of for him? And I feel like Boston has the most to give if they going to give anything. If they going to give somebody, they going to give Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. They need, because they already have good guards. They already had good guards. So they really don't need Kyrie, but they need a good forward, and Gordon Hayward would be a good forward for them to work in.
Another big.
And then but then that would make them lose some edge in more of the down low game because losing Anthony Davis. So I don't really know who else would they put like in place for a power forward for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but you getting back Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving.
I mean, that's a good trade and all for the Celtics. But
you don't think it'd be good for the Pelicans?
Not realistically.
I mean, after they lost Drew Holiday and Rajon Rondo too.
I mean,
and DeMarcus Cousins, man, you need something.
I mean, you're right, but realistically, do you really want them over Anthony Davis?
No.
I mean, see,
but Anthony Davis finna leave at the end of the season for nothing. You ain't gonna be able to replace that with
they got him
nothing.
for one more year after that, but then after that, he's gone.
But the man is gonna be a free agent at the end of the season. Yes.
He has one more year left in his deal.
And he gonna opt out at the end of the season. I'm telling you, he opting out at the end of the season. So you're gonna have Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, all free agents at the end of this year,
and don't forget Klay Thompson,
all at the end of the year. So if you New Orleans, man, you got to make the trade. If they offer that, you got to make the trade. Another trade, they were saying that they may want Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and Josh Hart.
From the Lakers, I'm never getting rid of that.
Never. Not gonna happen.
The upside of Kuzma and Josh Hart by itself is enough for you to keep them.
Facts.
And then Brandon Ingram he's improving every year. Why would you get rid of something that's improving every year?
I'll trade Brandon Ingram.
I mean, if you just traded Brandon Ingram for Anthony Davis, anybody would do that. But
I mean, I wouldn't do. I trade Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma and a draft pick. But I'm keeping Josh Hart. I can't let go of Hart and Kuzma. I got to keep one of them two.
Yeah, I can go for that.
You know what I mean?
I can go for that.
And if I had the choice, I'm going to keep Hart over Kuzma. Even though Kuzma might be a better scorer right now, Josh Hart is a better all-around player. The man just plays well. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, he just does. He does a little bit of everything. He like another Lonzo, except he scores more.
If you're the Pelicans GM, what are you taking? You taking the Celtics trade with Kyrie and Gordon, or are you taking B.I., Josh Hart, and Kuzma?
I'm taking Kyrie and Hayward because it ain't even about necessarily X's and O's on the court, but it's about ticket sales. I mean, you can't forget that part of it. And if you got Kyrie Irving there, the man is a superstar. Even though I don't personally feel like he's, that great of a player, he's a good player. But he has the hype, though. You know what I mean? He has that push behind him. So you got to bring him there. He's box office, like Stephen A. Smith say. He's box office, man. So, yeah, you got to make that trade. If that's, like I say, if that's available. These are all rumors. None of this stuff has been confirmed. Just saying.
Now we're going to move on to Ty Lue getting fired.
Hey, man, it's a sad day for Tyronn Lue. I don't understand the person.
The second most embarrassing moment since AI.
I don't think this is embarrassing. This is not embarrassing at all. Because when you fire him, you still got to pay him. So now he's just finna get paid to sit home and be light-skinned. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to figure out what did they expect after LeBron leaving. Y'all had nobody other than LeBron on y'all team.
That Kevin Love, though.
Kevin Love isn't been Kevin Love. Kevin Love of Minnesota is not Kevin Love of Cleveland Cavaliers.
Of course not. Different system. They played it differently.
And then in the West and East, 30. This man was a 30-30 man. They could get 30-30 when he was with Minnesota. The man could barely grab 15 rebounds now. And he's barely getting you 20.
That's not all his fault, though. See, the difference is in Minnesota, he could shoot threes, but that wasn't his game. His game was low post up, isolate, give him the ball and get out the way. And if you do that now, he's going to drop 30 because he's unstoppable in that low block. It's going to be hard to give him, who defensively can even bother him for real down there? Because the man has every move in the book down there. And when you play in the low post, you're going to be down there to get more rebounds. So your points going to go up, your rebounds going to go up. But the offense is going to slow down to fit that style. In Cleveland, they want him to be more of a stretch four on the perimeter. And that's really not his game. I mean, he's been doing it, but it's really not his game.
I can understand that. I really just feel like Kevin Love, they working him as a catch and shoot player right now, and that's not really his game. Kevin Love isn't fitting the system in Cleveland. I don't even think it's Tyronn Lue's fault. I don't think it's nobody's fault. I just feel like it's the Cleveland Cavaliers organization that makes people bad. Without LeBron, they are nobodies. They're going to be bad for probably the next 6, 7, 8 years. Let's just be honest. Dan Gilbert is a horrible owner. We just go keep it real for what it is.
Hey, I do like Jordan Clarkson, though. I don't know what's going on with that. But Jordan Clarkson was a good player until he went to Cleveland.
I say, Cleveland brings down everybody. And now we're going to move on to tonight's big matchup. The 6-0 Bucks take on the 6-0 Raptors. Your thoughts on who takes home this game and why?
I think the Bucks will win because Giannis is the best player on the floor. Period.
Simple as that?
Simple as that. Simple. Because Kawhi is a great defensive player, and everybody know that. What are you going to do with somebody that's 7 foot, can post him up, take him off the dribble? What are you going to do with that? I don't get it. What you going to do? Nothing. That's what you going to do. Nothing. Like guarding Durant. How you going to stop Durant?
Me, myself, think the Bucks are going to win, too. I think it's just going to be too much of Giannis. Giannis is grabbing rebounds at a phenomenal rate right now. He's assisting the ball at a great level right now. He's just playing better than everybody. He is my MVP for this year. That's who I really have as my MVP. Who do you? Now, we want to talk about that. Who do you have as your MVP?
So far?
So far. This short season so far. Who has looked the best to you?
Either Giannis or LeBron. I mean, I know a lot of people would say Steph, but Steph does one thing. He shoots the ball. He shoots it very well, and that's
very
great.
Well, very.
But both of those guys affect their team on both ends of the floor. And they assist the ball, they rebound, they play defense. Like, you can't underestimate all aspects of the game. I mean, if you're a great shooter, that's great. But like James, if I could pick any 5 players on my team, James Harden would never make my team because he only scores the ball. He can get some assists, but that's not the type of player I need. I want somebody that's going to affect the game in every way. And both of those guys do it. So, for me, it right now it'll be one of those two people. And I'll probably lean more toward Giannis because they have a much better record right now.
Is there anything else you'd like to add on the NBA season, Nick?
I think it's early in the season, so a lot of this stuff could change. You know, one injury would change everybody's season. But I feel like the Lakers would be a very interesting watch. That's why every game they play is on national TV. You know what I mean? So they're going to be a team to watch. But another team to watch is going to be the Bucks, man. I feel like it's really their time to really rise. And coming out of the East, to me, it's going to be between Milwaukee and Boston. I don't think Toronto's going to last like that.
One thing I have to add, whenever the Knicks acquire Kristaps Porzingis back, be on the lookout for them because they're not a pushover team. And I really like Kristaps. You don't like that?
I want you to explain that. I mean, he good, but then your next best player is who? Tim Hardaway Jr.?
They have Tim Hardaway Jr.
He okay.
I like Enes Kanter.
He good on offense.
And then I just like the Knicks.
I say that. Enes Kanter just good at scoring.
He got good footwork. Defender either, but you know.
Good defender. Not a good defender.
He's not a good defender, but you know.
That man couldn't stop me. And I'm trash.
I mean, but the offensive end work. The
he can get buckets.
You know what I'm saying? When you work more on the offensive end, it works.
And this is another thing that's going to make him, it'll be a detriment to him, though. Because when Kristaps Porzingis come back, he ain't going to be able to just sit on a low block like that. Because Kristaps Porzingis going to get some of them low block touches, too. He got to have the ball, too.
But he's an in and out, so you know they can. They're gonna have to work. They're gonna have to work. They're gonna work it in. I like the Knicks. I really do. Look for them to grab a big free agent next year. I'm calling it right now.
I look for the Knicks to be back in the lottery because it's just where they're comfortable being. And you talking about a bad owner? Don't nobody want to play for James Dolan.
I mean, I'd much rather play for a bad Knicks team in New York City than play for a bad Cavs team in Cleveland.
I'd rather play for a bad Atlanta team where it's sun shining most of the time. I mean, if I got to be on a bad team, why I got to snow 6 months? Just personal preference. But yeah, that's it, man, for me, for right now.
Well, we appreciate you for tuning in. This is Shootout with Nick and Khari.
I'm no quitter, 'cause I'ma go get her.